front of you. Just
Like,
need to get a white
We're getting a color balance.
oh, like like here?
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Oh, that looks much better. Thank you. That's the
Good thing I
TV
brought the paper.
That's the TV world, you know. And you don't have to stand there if you don't want to at the very
Okay.
moment.
Is everyone here that needs to be here?
As far as the media goes.
Okay. What's that? Two.
So.
Are you guys going live?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, just give me a second to. Ready? So I want everyone to know here today that I did contact the Meridian Police Department, and they know that I'm here. This is not a rally. This is not a protest. I'm here to read a letter to the officer. I'm going to leave out his name for the protection of him and his family, and try to minimize as much as possible any more attacks on him and his family and the police department. I hope you'll have an open heart when you read this. I'm sorry that I could not say this to you in person. This is the best way I know how to communicate my thoughts and feelings to you. I've been told talking to you would not be beneficial concerning the charge against me. However, I'm a mom who strives every day to teach my children to take responsibility and ownership when a mistake is made, and I want to try to make this right between us. I never thought a knee-jerk comment made to you out of frustration by me wanting my kids to play at a park would create such a divide amongst our friends, family, community, the state of Idaho, our nation, and the world, a divide that seems impossible for me to mend. The reality of the situation is that I have been stuck at home for the last 5 weeks, and as the rest of America has also, watching this great nation and our God-given rights crumble before my eyes. I let the stress of the house with 4 young kids, one with special needs, get the best of me that day. I am on edge from the constant stress of children and trying to tend to their needs, of being bored and cooped up along with other responsibilities. However, this is not an excuse for my behavior and my part in what happened. While I can't go back in time and change what's happened, but the truth is I'm very sorry I let my frustrations get the better of me that day. I come to you and your family, fellow officers within the Meridian Police Department, with a humble heart, full of sadness and regret that a rash sentence made by me, frozen in time, has led to this point. This situation has spiraled so far out of control. Please know I never had any intention of going to the park to protest or make any type of political or public statement. I did not rip off any tape off the playground, and I did not see any signs prohibiting playing on the playground. While I disagree with the current restrictions being put in place that are restricting our freedoms, I never intended or thought me going to the park on a sunny day with my kids would evolve to the point I involved the Meridian Police Department, your fellow officers, you, or your family. If I had, I would have never attended the park that day. I also want you to know that I had nothing to do with protesters showing up at your home, but I promise you from the bottom of my heart, I personally had nothing to do again with those actions. I do not condone or support them in any way. I have reached out to organizers asking that this does not happen again. I know more than most that having your address released to the public and having strangers show up at your home, the danger this puts you and your family in. And although I was not involved, I'm so very sorry this happened to you and your family. And I want you to know I have reached out to the organizers asking that this never happens again. I leave this letter with you and the Meridian Police Department in the hopes that this will help mend the huge divide that has occurred between us, our community, and our country. Thank you.
Stand for a question or two? This takes a lot of courage on yourself to do this. What made you feel like you needed to do this? Why?
Well, I knew after I had said that to the officer, I regretted it. Who says arrest me? I was mad that day. I was mad. I was, had mad kids that hadn't been out to the park in a long time, and I was frustrated.
And again, it takes a lot of courage. We thank you for coming and sharing that with us. And what would you like to have happen now?
I mean, if I had a chance, I'd obviously like to go back in time and change that. I can't. I mean, from this point on, I would like to work forward in, trying to mend what's happened. And I don't know how best to do it, but by starting with trying to say I'm sorry. And I hope other people in the community, the state, the nation, the world, I mean, all the arguing, all the friends being, friendships being broken, I would hope everyone would try to mend over this, because that's how we can have a happy world. We're already under so much stress with what's going on, with the coronavirus. Like, let's all just hold hands and try to make things right. People make mistakes. I made a mistake, and I'm doing my part in trying to make it better.
Would you like eventually to meet the officer?
I would. If he's amicable to that.
Where do you stand now on the situation with other people wanting to go out into parks and that sort of thing?
I prefer not to answer that question. I'm sorry. I've had such an emotional week, and
were you surprised with the reaction on both sides?
Yeah, I've been honestly didn't know that this could climate. No idea. And that's why I said if I had known, if someone had said to me before I walked out the door with my kids to go to the park that day to do a play date, I would have stayed home. But I can't change the past. I can only, move forward, so.
Are there other things that you would suggest that people that are watching this do aside from going to parks now? I mean, do you have suggestions? Because they're looking to you maybe for answers.
Well, I mean, I don't know the difference between the different states' rules. Are you talking about taking care of their kids? I'm sorry, can you help me with the question a little bit better?
If your family wants to go out of the house and into public and play, what would you suggest they do instead?
Well, I mean, our park was open that day. It was just the playground equipment. And I wasn't on the playground equipment. I was on the bark. So, I mean, still go to the parks and play. Going back now, I think, I mean, honestly, maybe going and appealing to, in this case, it could have been maybe city officials to having the playground open. So appealing to, elected officials.
That's all the questions I have.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.